Good evening, folks. It is 9 p.m. on a Sunday evening. You know what that means. J Mac, tell them what that means.
That means it's time for the Jibber Jabber Podcast weekly dose. How yous all doing? Yous all right? Thank you for watching, my Facebook friends.
Oh, we gotta go there. We'll get into that in a wee while. Janice is straight in at the start. Janice, how's it going, my friend? Hope you're having a lovely evening. Aye, because is it evening yet over in Alabama? Nah. No.
I don't think it is Alabama yet.
Where is it, Janice's fair again? Indiana.
Sure it's
Same
Indiana.
thing. That's
Mate, it's not the same
neighbours.
thing. It's not the same thing. Otherwise, the film would be called Alabama Jones, which isn't the same thing.
Alabama Jones. Hey, why did I get this in here?
I done got chased by a big ass rock.
Darren, my friend, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Janice, doing good, thanks. How are you? Well, we're absolutely fantastic. J-Max just went and got his haircut, so just tell everybody about your haircut, J-Max.
I'd actually just been lazy with it for a while. Like, I hadn't shaved it for like a month and a half, and I was like, do you know what? A couple of more weeks and this will be styleable. So, booked myself barbers, and there we go. That's all she wrote. So I've got the old hair back again. I've not seen the back yet. What's it like?
Short back and sides, I guess.
Things he said to me, he says, "You want a short back and shepherd's pie?" I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And apparently, it's this new thing that people ask for, where they essentially get this haircut, but then it gets combed in a certain way that you end up with like lines on the top of your head, like the fork going through mashed potatoes.
No.
I was like, he said, "You want to try it?" I was like, "No, but you want to do it, don't you?" He was like, "Aye." So I let him do it, and I was like, "No, mate."
No. Aye. You will hear this is the first time I've ever turned away shepherd's pie, you prick. That wasn't a fat joke, by the way. That was purely just like shepherd's pie's class.
It wasn't a fat joke, but it was shaped awfully like one.
No, I swear it wasn't. J-Mac, I'm the type of guy to bully folk about anything.
That's the fat equivalent of I'm not being racist, right? But
Aye, right. Reign of Horror says, "What up, crew? Hope all is well." Ditto, my friend. Next couple of weeks, we're gonna reach out and get Reign of Horror on. By the way, because we've got a packed next couple of weeks. Tonight we are doing our review of this bad boy, Vampire Clay, by what's the guy's name? Sohashwi Umawaza.
Sohashwi.
Sohashwi.
I'm going to make a guess at Soichi Umezawa. Right?
It was Sohashwi.
Whatever you said was on fucking Italian.
What did you say again? What did
I say?
I said Sohashwi Umezawa. What did you say?
Soichi Umezawa.
I do you copying off me. Matthewman says, "Holla gents, never got a chance to watch this masterpiece." Matthewman, we're going to get into why maybe you should have watched this in enough time. But tonight's episode, Vampire Clay, the movie review, it is available right now on Arrow Player. You can go to arrow-player.com, sign up for your free week trial, and then it's like $4.99 after that. So
is it just a week now, or is it 2 weeks?
I think it's 2 weeks, sorry.
Just checking.
Usual man. And then next week we have the incredible filmmaker Lisa Downs. We've been wanting to chat to her for ages because she actually does the Life After documentaries. Right now she's working on Life After Goodfellas. She's also working on Life After The Goonies. So it'll be great to talk to her about everything that she's done in regards to the Life After series, but most importantly, one of our favourite films of all time, The Never-Ending Story. And then the weekend after that, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed In a Violent Nature, if you enjoyed, which I absolutely loved, Psycho Gorman, the big bad guy for both films, is coming on the show to talk about his new film, A Night's War. He'll be on with his co-star, Kristen Castor. Got that right, didn't I? What's the guy's name, J-Mac? Just say it out loud.
Davy Jones.
No. His real name.
I'm going to go with Matthew Ninaber.
That's what I said. Or Nanaber.
Anyway, we'll just need to ask the guy because it's one of the names that, like, I don't know. I think it doesn't he sound quite hard enough for that type of character if you've got Nina in your last name. But maybe it's Nina. Maybe if it is Nina, sorry mate. But yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out.
From my gran was called Nina. Kev's pronunciations are class. Thanks, mate. At least someone appreciates them. AJ Mack. And by the way, the week after that, the return of the Boucher. Brandon Boucher will be back on to talk about. And I even said to him, I was like, mate, not only will we talk about our favourite film themes, right? Or what makes a great film theme, or what it took for you to create the great soundtrack that went along with the last video store, but be pretty cool if you could just plug in all your stuff so that when we're like, here, here's an example, you just turn over and start playing. Maybe I'll bring
was
my
just
guitar out
thinking
on
the
computer,
same thing.
It'd be pretty cool, eh? The only issue is, like, whenever I've played any instrument on this, you're like, I'm not hearing that in time, because when I play, there's like a delay or whatever, which sucks if you try to play with someone. So I'll just leave it all to him. He's got a cool home studio, so it'll be pretty cool. Rain of Horse says, I'm watching A Night's War this week. Oh, legend, mate. You'll need to write a wee in-depth review for us to read to the cast.
for us to copy on their show.
And pass off like it was me. No, but the thing is, whether you like it or not, sometimes it's very, like, a lot of the guys appreciate if you just say it out. Mind, we watched Samurai Cop and we're like, this is fucking crazy shit, man. Proper took a piss out of tons today with it. And then just so happens that the guy reached out and jumped on the show the next game week, and it was quite awkward when he's like, yeah, I watched the whole of the episode you've done last week and you were absolutely right. And I'm like, your park.
Gonna sit here like this.
Reign of Horror says, I am willing to give any film or TV series a chance to win me over. 100%, mate.
It's a good way to
and
be.
that brings us to this, what we watched tonight, because there's a lot to say about it, right? If you haven't watched it, please head over to the Arrow Player, not Arrow Store. Or you can go to the Arrow Store and buy it on Blu-ray. But go to the Arrow Player, get your free trial. Watch pretty much everything we've told you to watch, because you'll love all it. But definitely watch this for many reasons. So before we get into the meat and bones yet, no pun intended, again, Vampire Clay, here's the trailer that we'll have to edit out later because YouTube were like, oh, you're not allowed to do that, even though we were approached with this film and we've got every right to play it, but whatever, that's YouTube.
それにしてもだいぶ古いですよねここ。
昔ね、ここ彫刻作家さんが使ってたアトリエらしいの。だからいろんなものがそのまま残ってて、しばらくここでやるからさ。
この粘土なんかいつもと感じが違う。いた。
今日の公表はなし。明日の昼まで伸ばします。これじゃ点数も何も作られません。
こっちにいる。ここで受験勉強してただけなのよ。
Bonkers.
人の髪と混ざって人間を襲うなんて。
Mate, that film. Oh, right. I'm gonna break it down here a wee bit, right? See, when we get sent stuff to watch, I'm like, oh, this looks all right. This looked bat, right? So I was like, oh, we need to, right? I says, and another thing, J Mac, is we've reviewed some things on this show, be it politically indifferent towards what we feel, and sometimes just like, oh man, we have to watch this, right? And we do it because we want to challenge ourselves. Right, so I looked at this, I went, Vampire Clay, it's all in Italian, so we'll not understand a word it, right? Means we need to read, I know. But I thought, do you know what will be excellent about it though? Is it will challenge us because we might just enjoy it. What was that anime thing we watched? The Bridge to Something. Do you remember what it was called?
Oh God, I can't remember what it was called, but it was pretty.
Something Road to Nowhere. And that. It was all right, eh? And we never would have watched that, but we got offered it. I was like, okay, we'll get a bash. Matthewman says, ha 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 ha. Best movie where people are eaten by sculptures. Janice says, that's messed up. Well, we're going to get into it.
I like the fact that they actually used that as a blurb in the trailer. It's obviously quite self-aware.
Mm-hmm. You think?
I do. That's why I said it, man. And yeah, what you see in that trailer is what the film gives you dialed down to 5. It goes way, way beyond that level of fucking insanity and silliness. But yeah, we'll get in it.
Aye. So when I first saw like the poster and that, I thought that's messed up. I emailed back to Arrow and I was like, right lads, we'll take this. Says because it looks actually crazy, so it should be fun. So we took it. I chucked it on yesterday, and to begin with, when you're getting it, first off, it's just like the premise is a couple of wee lassies are like, here, we want to get into art school, right? Obviously, this is before they end up looking like that to begin with, right? Oh, we want to get into art school and that. He's like, you want to get into art school, do you? Aye, me too. Right? This guy's
Wait, I'm starting to wonder if you put the subtitles on or not. You're just guessing what they're talking about.
That's what they were saying. Here I'm wanting into art school, right? They're sculpting stuff, and they get this right. The teacher, the wee teacher woman, who's like, here, I'm an art teacher. She just randomly goes digging in the middle of a forest, right, as you do, and then finds clay and is like, I'll use this. That's so random, right? Like, yo, like imagine us like taking a walk in the forest and we're like, here, let's just randomly dig 2 SM7Bs. How fortunate are we? Let's go and use these mics.
It's like, what are the chances they are finding not only clay? I mean, it's quite normal to dig in the ground and find clay. That's where it comes from, right? But never wrapped in a plastic bag. Never just ready to, like nice and dry, ready to go.
It's like, here's the clay. That's like you and I just total finding like podcasting equipment. Like, no way, man. Yeah, that's our next short film that I'm going to write.
Well,
Two guys
like
stumble in
a haunted sound pad or something.
An SM7 beast.
Surely no.
Surely no. Wouldn't need to know, right? But that's what it's like. So she's randomly
I like how I did that. Surely no, and I've covered up my Sure logo. So it made no sense whatsoever.
And that's why you're going to get done by it, right? So get this. So she's like, here, oh no way, there's clay. I suppose as an art teacher, I probably don't have clay, right? So it's best I take this clay, right? And the guy's like that. Oh no, man, she's taking my mad spiritual clay. No, no, what? Who's taking my clay? Right, because he's coming back. He buried the clay, clearly, right? He's like, no, my clay.
Where's my button?
Where's my clay? Surely no, somebody's bumped my clay. So he comes back, sees that the clay, I mean, of all places to dig, she chose that specific spot where the haunted clay was, right?
So what was she actually digging for again? What was the reason for her digging?
No reason, mate.
No, just having a
She's
dig.
Like,
just bored.
Fancied a dig.
It's like, oh man, I've watched everything on Netflix. What a day, I'll go and dig. Fuck it. No dug for ages.
What will we find in this specific spot? Oh, clay. Just so happens I need clay because I'm an art teacher and I've got students. There's my students wanting to go to. It's like, oh, do you want to go to art school or no? Aye. Well, I want to go or no? Aye, I know, that's why we're here. Aye, it's crazy, isn't it? Let's dig. So they get the clay, and at this point, one sec, would be great as a short film if Kev and Jay Mack dug up the VHS tape and it's the Wolfman's vampire dance video. Did he just say what I think he just said?
We get a karaoke this thing and singing.
There you go. Once it's gone, it's gone. That
Where's
would
the
be
big man? He's not here. He's not here.
Well, he might be. Sometimes folk are here, then they just didn't comment. Wolfman, if you're here, tap twice. He might just be busy doing more content.
No, you need it in J-Mac style. Tap 2 times.
2 times. Somebody's booting the door. If anybody didn't know, that was a reference to J-Mac's episode of Most Haunted Live. Go on our YouTube channel, just write in J-Mac Most Haunted, and you'll see the full episode of Most Haunted, that TV show on the TV.
That's where you get them. Aye.
No, always. You don't always get it on the TV. TV shows are not always for TV, mate. Some are for the iPlayer. Some are for the iPlayer. Some are for the iPlayer, mate. Some only go to the iPlayer, mate.
Oh man, you're digging deeper than she did for that fucking clay move.
Well, get this right. Digs for the clay, and at this point, I'm like, right, so we're 15 minutes in. I'm like, this might no be for me, right? Because all it is like watching EastEnders where they're talking about clay and all that. I'm like, and then the clay, like just like a long bit of the clay comes out and grabs a blade, and I thought, wait a minute, I'm not turning this off. I'm not turning this off, right? It's like a pepperami. Imagine like a 6-foot pepperami appears for a carrier bag, right? And just like collects the clay like this. Collects the blade. The blade's sitting like that, and it's just like that. And it picks the blade up. And I thought, right, if somebody's getting plugged off a bit of clay, I'm around for this, right? Turns out it buried the blade inside the clay so that when the lassie next goes to do it, oh yeah, and the blood activates the demon. I think that's the case. But if that's what it took to activate it, how come it was moving about like a pepperami before it? Plot holes, right? But
it didn't quite make sense, did it?
nah, it didn't. So it didn't really make sense, but I was like, I'm still with it, right? Then the clay starts like turning into mice and jumping on folks' faces. The guy, the clay guy looks like this, right?
Hey, buddy, what's happening, guy?
I'm not going to ruin absolutely everything because you need a wee bit of like, you need a wee bit of mystery when you watch it, right? But turns out the clay's got a backstory, right? Clay's got a backstory. And what has me howling is when somebody goes to use the clay and then she goes to use her phone. Mate, that's the stuff that happens in your dreams when you're like, no, I'm not working right. I need an adult. I'm not working right.
you go for a job interview and your jaw falls off. You're like,
You're spitting your teeth out. This is almost like a play on that. I was howling, mate. See, when I started seeing them try to use her finger and bits just were snapping like that, I was screaming. I couldn't breathe, man. My belly was hurting. I was like, no way. Right? Did I not even send you a video in the group chat and voice messages?
voice messages, I believe you said watching that Vampire Clay first wee while, I was like, nah, it's no for me. Stick with it, boys, stick with it. I knew there was going to be some special stuff in there.
Special stuff, mate. I swear. See the lunchbox scene. Do you know, see it? A guy gets belted in the face with a lunchbox. His head gets caved in with a lunchbox, and all the fruit and that falls out the lunchbox, and he's left.
Looks like Danielle Westbrook.
Mate, see when that was happening, that whole scene, I was greeting, man. Greeting. The film's just so full of folk getting fucked up. And this guy's getting battered with a lunchbox.
Oh man, it hurts.
So, needless to say, right, I'm like screaming with laughter, right? I mean, this must have been about what, 11 o'clock at night. I'm in my living room because everybody's in bed, and I'm just like taking some time to myself to watch this, and I'm like fucking doing somersaults on the sofa, like ready to fall off it. We're howling, we're laughing, and I'm not sure if it. I don't know.
I'd hate to be your next door neighbours. I'm up early tomorrow. I might as well go to bed, or they can hear us.
Well, likely, very likely, man. But this for me, like, what it lacks in depth, it absolutely makes up for in its comedic delivery of horror themes. Along with this, by the way, I think they done that with a lot of stop motion type claymation stuff,
and
that was. But they done such a good job of that. Such a great job of that.
I have to disagree with that. I thought it was some of the worst claymation I've seen for a long time. The last time I seen claymation as bad as what I've seen in this was in Return to Oz with the Gnome King. Oh man! In fact, the funny thing is, I think back then it nearly won an Oscar for it, but when you watch it now, it's horrific. Like the stuff that Scott does is better, like way better.
But his is less challenging though.
Oh, I'm not saying it wasn't challenging, but to have this guy listed in the trailer as a master of special effects is a bit cheeky. It's a bit cheeky.
Mate, I was howling. like proper howling.
I don't think I I don't think I really laughed out loud until kind of towards the end. Like before that, I was just kind of going, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Were you thinking about me when you were watching it?
No.
We know, like here, this is totally. I wish I watched this with Kev in the same room.
Do you know that's the thing? I think there's a lot of these films that we would find even funnier if we were watching them at the same time, because you might find something funny, and I've not quite noticed why it's funny until you laugh at it, and then I go, "Oh, here's why Kev finds that funny. Now I find it funny."
What was
so
that?
maybe-
I love you. See that? I
maybe
love you,
we-
Philip Morris.
Oh, aye.
There was a part in that I think I was the only one that ever found funny. It's
I think I know
because
what
there's-
it was.
which part? Because I
Was
haven't told you
was
before.
it pretty near the beginning? He's like,
No.
I'm gay. Gay.
No.
Gay.
That's the part you assume I would find the funniest. The part I found funny was when he's representing a lassie in court, and he's just absolutely blagging it. So he's not actually a lawyer or nothing, and he stands up.
I
and
could
says
see why you'd relate to that.
he stands up and he's just like absolutely blagging it, right? Sits down, and then the person next to him who he's representing, the judge then comes back to him after he's gave this big speech, and he's like, "Well, do you want to do it through the VI6 or whatever?" And he's like, and he looks at her as to say, "Well, do you?" And she's looking at him as to say, "I don't know what the fuck that is. You're the lawyer." See, just that whole blank, like over to you. And she's like, "What the fuck?" But it was all done through expression, and for me, it was so fucking funny. But these are the wee points that I pick up on in films that maybe make it a wee bit funnier. You remember when we watched King of the Kickboxer? And we're in your living room and we're falling off a couch. You were not to win the fight tonight. It was so good, man. So good.
Not
But,
to win the fight tonight.
we need to do a watch along. We're going to do Mousetrap with Simon. I'll maybe get him on the weekend after Boucher if he's free. So that'll be good. That'll be good. Something to look forward to. That'll be class. What did you give this? 10.
Oh, we going there already? Fucking hell.
No, I mean, we don't have to go there already. I just thought it'd be a good place to elaborate on why.
I think its IMDb score is pretty much spot on, which I think is 5.2.
Isn't it?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is.
5.2, yes. You ain't got a spot
yeah.
on.
I'm pretty on the same level as the rest of the world when it comes to this film. It had its moments, and like giving it the backstory. That's one of the bits that I found quite funny, because I was expecting it to be like, he's like, there was once a sculptor called, I don't know, Kawasaki or whatever his name was, and it kind of fades to, this is in the past, and I'm thinking, all right, so this is going to be like the mid 1800s or something. Then somebody pulls out a mobile, and I'm like, oh, right, so this is a new demon. This is like fresh out the box demon. Okay, that's unusual for a film like this. Normally there's a decent kind of historic value to what's going on. They're like, no, this happened in like 2008.
Well, do you know, this film came out in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2019, Vampire Clay 2 came out, and I might just have to watch it.
Oh, I would say so, eh?
Because there's a sequel. The writer-director, his name is Sohoki Umezawa, right? He has other films. He's got Sumu Saori, which looks quite class. Zoom 100, Prisoners of Ghostland. He does a lot of special makeup effects. Hidden Attack of the Dead. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Goodbye Ghosts. The Hybrid. New Noko. Thorn. Tag. He's well decorated. He's clearly good at what he does.
Arguable.
Do you not think it was class?
No, it's about a 5 because it wasn't a class.
There are class films that have got a 5. What's Never Ending Story?
7 point something.
I'm sure it is in the 7s, isn't it? Let me just
Aye,
look
so
at
that was a
right
bad
now.
fucking point.
No way. But I didn't expect. I expect Never Ending Story to get less because most folk that watch it now are like, "Yeah, absolutely wet." It's a 7.3, a 10 for me, but a 7.3 nonetheless. Okay, what I mean.
So on average, that's like an 8.7. So that's pretty good.
Question for you, actually. Do you think this could be a film that's a great concept that if a Michael Bay took could make a really good film in it, or do you think the concept's a bit silly?
No, the concept is very silly, but I think for that very reason, I think it would work better as an anime as opposed to a live action film. And it would look a lot better.
That makes sense. Darren says a certain part near the end reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Yes.
Yes.
I was howling.
There may have been some inspiration gotten from that.
Yeah.
That's what they call it when they rip something off. Inspiration. It's
You were
homage.
inspired.
It's I was inspired to copy something else.
I took it as mine, come get it. I want to get it off as I try, mate, try. It was definitely fun.
The thing is, I really don't think it was fun up until like the last, I was going to say like the last 15, 20 minutes. But then I would say it's probably only 10 minutes of that because once the film was finished, it wasn't finished and it just kept going.
Oh, mate, how many times did it give you a false finish?
Too many times.
It's like
Too
it
many
fades to
times.
dark and you're like, here comes the trailer, the credits. Nah. Okay. Oh, now's the credits. Nah. Oh, now's the credit. Nah.
No, this film is only 120 minutes long, including the credits, and it's got like 3 false endings. It was convoluted towards the end.
It was like one of those films that, TriStar, and then the next part's all like, oh yeah, here goes the film. But no, it was just another intro. And then, here's the film, and it's another intro. You're like, mate, this looked as good as a film. Like I thought it was a film starting, but it's not. It's just letting you know that 3 Men and a Baby Productions. You know what I mean?
There was a Family Guy episode that referenced that, and it was pretty spot on.
It's pretty.
But not quite sure when the movie's actually starting. At this time, we weren't sure when it was finishing. And the thing is, like for me, it was a long hour and 20 minutes.
It was quite long. I do get that because unless this is going on.
Oh, jeez.
It looks like a burst football. But unless that was happening, here, look, a burst football, a miter. When your football lands on the road and the car runs it out and they pass it back to you. But unless that was
when the good ball goes over the fence, this is the one you use.
when your football ends up in Jean's garden next door and she told you last time she put a knife through it. Was it just a 90s thing where the neighbours would say, if that ends up my garden again, I'm putting a knife through it, and they'd come out and just burst your ball with a knife? And you'd be like, what the fuck?
Well, most
That was a
people,
90s thing, eh?
for most people, it was just a threat. Do you know what I mean? Like they never actually did it. They would throw it back
No.
over the fence 50 times, and every time they would say, if that comes out again, I'm busting it. They would never do it. It was just a threat to try and get you to keep the ball low.
I seen it happen to my cousin's ball.
That was the 51st time.
Probably. That's funny the way. But when a lot of that stuff wasn't going on, I mean, there's a backstory and there's an origin to tell you why it all happened. Why he's on the engagement.
Did it explain why it happened, or just show you when it happened?
Aye.
Because there was no good explanation as to why it happened.
And
It
I
just
give you
did.
an explanation. Did you?
If
know?
it did, I
You know?
missed it.
Right. It's because it was all in Italian. Sometimes reading can be a bit much unless you're really engrossed. The ashes, like a body was burnt with a clay. And the person
Simple as that.
and the person who was burnt had an illness that the clay contracted. So it's the clay is ashes of the guy who was ill along with the clay. So it's like, and my understanding wasn't that the clay was the guy. It was the illness that the guy had. The illness transferred into the clay through his ashes.
Oh, right, okay. What did he have? Fucking mental clayitis. Like I missed the disease. Well, I knew he had a disease, and it was for working with the illegal chemicals that his company was exposing him to.
Where is the profits? Where is the profits? Did you see that part? Where's the profits?
I seen every part. I just didn't take it all in because it was
thing is-
boring the shit.
Like, you wouldn't say that, hey, where's the profits? Like, where's my profits? You'd be like, you stole from me again. Where's my cash? Where are my profits? Has anybody got a spreadsheet? Yeah, I mean, let me see it. And I felt as well that the fight between the fella that created it and the guy that stole it. The fight was unnecessary. It's like you're having a wee scrap and then da-dum. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay, accidents happen, but this over that, nah. So that took me, which is funny when you consider what's in this film, right? And then you consider, for me, what took me out of it. was how unrealistic. It was how unrealistic the fight was. That's what took me out of it, nothing else.
Funny face there, man. Look at
His face is fucked. He got done in with a lunchbox.
Let's not forget that the fact that the reason he's got the scar on his face is because he had a tri-square stuck in it.
That's true.
Which he was swinging about trying to kill folk. It was funny
I
because
know.
he's got this triangle sticking at his face and he's trying to kill folk by going. And every time he moves it's going. It's like,
Oh, man,
no.
actually, it hurts me to laugh right now because it's hurting me. So what I'm hearing is that J-Mac thinks it's pish. Not to put too fine a point
Janine's
on it.
autocorrect fucking there's no letting her write pish. It happens to me all the time. All the time.
Thinks
I bet
it's
there's another. She'll have another one that says push, and then another one that says, "For fuck's sake, pish."
So J-Mac, I've got a wee challenge here for you, right?
Oh no!
The original title, obviously it's original Italian title, right? Isn't it called Vampire Claire? It's called Chi O Su Nendo.
That sounded better, didn't it?
I did, but is that?
No, it's not.
Is it no?
No, that's just correct pronunciation.
Skyation. Pronunciation. Chi O Su Endo. Nendo.
Actually,
It's like a
what is that?
Nintendo.
I want to see if
It's like
that actually translates to Vampire Clay.
Do you think it does?
Osu Nendo.
And you're going to do that Italian to Japanese to English.
Chiosu Nendo is the Japanese title of a 2017 horror film called Vampire Clay. It's like, right, I want the actual pronunciation.
Do you know
the
what?
actual one.
I've got it here. So,
Uh-huh.
Japanese to English. Chi O Su Nendo in English is Chi O Su Nendo.
Oh, that's good.
Let's see.
That's good. So
It's
literally
Kai O
means-
Su Nendo. It's Kai O Su Nendo.
I mean, I
Sunendo.
thought somebody was telling you that in the background. I've just realised that you were using the translate to say it.
Kaio ni Suendo. Kaio.
Sunendo.
And what did you say that boy's name was? Siochi Umezawa.
Not Siochi.
Siochi Umezawa, right? Let's see what it is, right? Siochi Umezawa. It's Soichi Umezawa.
Soichi. That's what I said.
That's what I said. You were like Siochi.
That is not anywhere near what you said. You said
Soichi Umezawa.
Soiki. Soki.
I did not. Thank you. Ginny says, no, I meant to type pish. We got that, Ginny. You're no selling this one pretty well. I am, mate. If it was me, 100% this would be on the steel case. That would be on the steel case right bloody now. Telling you right now. Wait.
Any you know what time the bus is coming?
Here, pal, got a fag? Driver might let us off for a fag.
Honey, signing on in 10 minutes.
And became what time my walk starts. Do you know what I should have done? Photoshopped a wee cigar in his mouth. Rough night, pal, rough night. Do you know what it looks a wee bit like? If you just put breads on it and have it shouting Jack all the time. Good, you can't even see it. Can't even see it. Look around the eyes. Mate, it's there. It's there, innit? You can see
I'm not
it.
getting
You
involved.
you can see it.
I'm not getting involved.
Oh, too good.
There's certain things you shouldn't get involved in. That's one of them.
Technically no family anymore though, right?
Mate, I don't know who you're talking about. Fucking
Mate, I have no idea what the hell you're on about. Oh, good times, man. So I gave it a 4 out of 10, by the way,
really?
and that was good for me though. Like I felt like it got a solid 4. I don't say 4 disparagingly. I thought, nah, you've earned your 4 because I
Mate,
thought.
if you had a filmmaker on this podcast and you said, "Oh, I'll give your film a solid 4," they wouldn't be flattered by that. That's
Really?
no you saying that was good.
No, the 4 was solid. I can't put it up. Here's the way I look at it, right? A lot of the films that I love that I rate higher than a 4, I can't rate it next to it because I didn't enjoy it just like I did. I can appreciate a lot of the values. I can appreciate a lot of the skill and everything that went into it. Matthew says, looks like the wee guy for The Walking Dead that gets his pans stoved in. Staved
Glenn.
in, stoved in. Oh, that's a bit risky there, pal, isn't it?
His fucking eye just popped out.
Welcome to PP City. Oh, there he is. Hola, laddies. Why is Jay naked?
Mate, I've wondered that forever. And see, I've said this to you before as well. It's like for your picture, you use this fucking headshot photo that you're going to send out to agents. For mine, my head's photoshopped onto David for fucking American Wolf in London.
It was the only one that was
folk
there.
might think that is what I actually look like underneath.
So I
Which
done
it
you a
might well be.
favour.
I pretty much did. Those are some well-defined shoulders right there.
Well, by the way, I didn't have Wolfman says. I didn't have an actual picture of you, so I thought, okay, well, we'll go with the usual, the comedy.
You couldn't have just used the picture that was taken, like where. No,
I didn't even know what that was either. New PC man, who this? Wolfman, you've already been. Your video's already been played because I think was it Darren had called it out earlier on. So I can't play it anymore. So, J Mac, you should recreate that. It'd be funny as hell if you like draw on the sideburns and then just go. That would be quite funny. Your mic actually, your mic has a volume control or something. So when you go loud, it's like, shut that fuck up, and proper, it goes quiet.
I've tried to deactivate that a few times. In fact,
Ah,
tell me if it works this time.
it's doing it again, aye.
It's built in, piece of shit.
Gotta go manual, my man. Gotta go manual. I bet you there's a way you can do it. You just haven't found it out yet.
Well, the thing is, that, like, this comes with software, and I've
You
tried
just didn't install
controlling it. I've tried controlling it with the software as well, and it still fucking does it. It must be built into the guts of the mic.
Crazy times, man.
Yes.
Aye, fucking mad times, man. Mad.
So, all in all, I kind of felt that this film was a bit of a letdown. I was expecting it to be more silly, and I feel like it's maybe just taking itself a wee bit too seriously. And also, I wasn't expecting the actual monster that shows up. Obviously, you showed his picture a few times. I thought it was going to be like a small thing. See, if it was a wee thing, that would have made it more fun.
Well,
and
what
silly.
started doing at the end, mate? It started ripping down cities. Like, how did it turn into a big worm?
Pretty much.
And just what? Explosive worm?
I don't know why shit was exploding.
This is just see this shit. This has me howling, man. Oh no, my fingers ain't working. My face is being packed lunchboxed. Mate, the fact that like a lunchbox gets fucking embedded into his purse and then all the stuff comes out it. I was screaming. Oh.
Do you know what I thought was funny is when it shows you there's a moment in the film where the faces of the people that it's devoured kind of show up inside it, and it's done with the clay. And because it was so badly done, it had to bring up footage of the
Images.
person it's supposed to be, so that you'd know who each one was. Because
I wouldn't
every
try to
one
say
of
that
them,
they all look the same. Like,
every one of the sculptures that was in that thing looked exactly the same.
what do you mean?
I'm not the one being racist here, mate.
How?
Because I said all the sculptures looked the same.
The sculptures were of real people. I could tell who they all were.
No, you couldn't. Not a fucking chance in hell you could tell who each one of them was meant to be.
One of them, the first one was
mate, the
Ina
filmmaker-
Fuji.
The filmmaker felt the need to show us who each one was, because even he knew that, folk aren't going to be able to tell.
The first one was Ina Fujita, right? Then the second one was Ryo Shinoda. Then the third one was Asuka Kurosawa. So, over to you, friend. I could tell them apart, just saying.
Aye, I could tell them apart so much I just had to check their names again.
I never checked nothing, man. Sitting right here.
Hey man, give me pajama.
Takamashinoku. What was it? Katana means Japanese sword. He speaks fluent. Oh, good times. I enjoyed it, mate. I thought it was a good wee blast. Like I said, it take a wee while to get into it, but once you're into it and the madness starts happening, you get a good
Why
wee...
is a film that's only objectively an hour and 15 minutes long, why does it take so long to get into it? A film that's that short should be throwing stuff at you really quickly to actually keep you engaged. There just
think
wasn't
that's cool.
there wasn't enough in it for me. But it did kind of it subverted expectations a couple of times, that the person you think is going to be the main girl turns out not to be, and blah 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 blah. But this is. I mean, I'm actually going to quote Janice here. That was pish. It was push.
It was push. It was pretty push.
We get karaoke this thing and sing it.
I know I say it's only one per episode, but I couldn't. couldn't. One for when he's not here and one for when he's here. I gave it a 4 out of 10, and do you know what? I would encourage anybody to go check it out at least once. And for those of you that have, because you've seen that we were doing it on the show, you guys are fucking legends. Give yourself a wee handshake, man. That's excellent. From us. You can sign up to the Arrow Player for a free 2-week trial. And then after that, it's $4.99 a month, which you can bark at www.arrow-player.com. Go there, get it done. You can support us by giving us a wee review on Facebook, rating us on IMDb. Head to IMDb, Jibber Jabber Podcast, give us a wee rating, man. Because it'd be funny if we got a bigger rating than like a film. We can be like that. That'd be quite funny. But aye, so share this episode with your friends and all that. Guys, not to put too fine a point on it, but sometimes I listen to these guys and you should check them out. It's so funny. If we grow, you grow, we all grow. Ken what I mean? It'd be class. And Jay Mack will especially grow. Ken what I mean? But by the way, next week's episode is going to be an absolute belter. Like I said previous. Lisa Downs joins us. We've been looking to get this episode in the bag for quite a while now, but she's been travelling, of course, doing this phenomenal work that she does on the Life After docuseries. You can purchase Life After... I'd show you the Blu-ray and that, but it's through in the living room. You can purchase them physically on the website, lifeaftermovies.com. Or you can just go into like Amazon, eBay, they're everywhere, so you can get them anywhere really. Watch them. They're on Prime as well. You can rent them or buy them on Prime. Go do so. If you're a Never-Ending Story fan, like we are super fans, I could do next week's episode with Lisa without even rewatching Never-Ending Story. No going in, I'm going to rewatch it again. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the new Captain America. We'll get to that in a minute, right? But aye, I think I could do the episode without even doing any prep. But I'm going to watch Life After Never-Ending Story, and I'm going to go and watch Never-Ending Story again, just purely because I love it. So if you're a fan of Never-Ending Story, if you're a fan of the Goonies, Flash Gordon, Goodfellas, Flight of the Navigator, this is your woman to tune in and chat to. We will be live at 9 p.m. next Sunday. As always, we're live every Sunday at 9 p.m, as you can see here for the wee Simpsons graphic. I know, J-Mac, what's with my teeth? You can tune in next Sunday. Pop your comments in the comment section.
It's a good place to put them.
Hi. Of anywhere, because some people watch this on YouTube. Some people are listening via Spotify, right? Hit us up on YouTube or jibberjabberscotland@gmail.com. Let us know anything you want us to say if you can tune in live. Janice says, yes, can't wait. Janice, you need to watch it. I'd give you a screener, but I don't have one, pal. I only have a Blu-ray, and it wouldn't even work in your region. Don't think Scottish ones work in Alabama.
Yeah, they don't.
But if you can get a hold of one of the documentaries, go watch it. If you're just a fan of those films in general, tune in, pick her brain. We're going to. And then the week after that, A Night's War is a new film by... Well, I don't think it's by Matthew Nienaber. Let me just double check something. I don't think he wrote it. But then, did I say Nina Bear? It was like a Nina Bar. And A Night's War, he plays William in it, and it is actually written and directed by him. So it is actually his film, which is class. I thought I did, but I just had to double check there. And his co-star Kristen Castor will be on this show. You may, or you will, actually remember Matthew as he plays Psycho Gorman in the film Psycho Gorman, which is phenomenal. Love it, absolutely. Mate, get it on. You're gonna love it. I'd say watch it with your kids, but it's a bit more like, whoa! Imagine Ivan Ooze, right? But more demon-like, and he's just like, here, I'm gonna maul eyes the minute I get.
Smells like
teenagers. Power Rangers. Mate, that was far too good, man. Far too good. We actually done a review. We done a deep dive on that, did we know? Was it a review?
Yeah, I think we did, it was a while back. I think it might have been not long after Jason David Frank passed.
But he's also Johnny in A Violent Nature. The first time in A Violent Nature, the POV of a killer. Mixed reviews. I enjoyed it. J Mac didn't enjoy it as much. But in A Violent Nature, he is the Jason-like character. He's in Death Valley. He is Psycho Gorman. Transference, Escape the Dark, Disasters at Sea, Death on Scenic Drive, Charlie, which is a short film. So you can definitely tune in the week after next to chat away to them. Again, in the comments section, Kristen Castor. She was in Death Valley, Death Cycle, If I Should Die, which is a TV series.
That's a lot of stuff about death.
I know. Maybe there's a reoccurring theme here. But I actually am so looking forward to watching A Night's War. Actually, it's right up my street. So that's enough plugging, right? And before we end the show, J-Mac, we're going to talk a wee bit about Captain America at Matthew Moon's request, because it's the first time he's asked us to chat about it. Captain America, mate. So what's everybody greeting about? I actually have tuned out in Marvel so much at this point that I don't even know what's going on. So explain. Somebody give me a wee bit of context for anybody watching that has context on what's going on. Why is everybody greeting about Captain America? Please present your case, and I shall give my thoughts. You could do it in the comments, or J-Mac, you can tell me.
I don't know. I've not fucking seen it. I've only seen the trailer. But again,
Hulk's red, right?
Hulk's red. Aye, that's well, it's the Red
There
Hulk.
There was a comic series where he was red, though.
Aye, the Red Hulk was a thing, but
is it Bruce Banner or is it another?
No, I think it's Harrison Ford.
No, Eric Banner, Bruce Banner.
No, I don't think it's the same character. I think Harrison Ford is a different character that is the Red Hulk. Again, I don't know enough about Marvel to know what his name is, what his character name is. I don't care.
Lee, my friend. Hope
Hello,
you're feeling
Lee.
better. She got smashed by a door. So her neck's all done in and that. Different character, says Reign of Horror. Harrison Ford is Red Hulk. Okay, so Mr. Reign of Horror, please give us some context in the comments section. Tell us why everybody's up in arms. So it's a different characters. Right, so it's not actually Bruce Banner. So what's the problem then? What's everybody greeting him?
I don't know if that's one of the things people are crying about. I just think that apparently the film is just push.
But it's only just come out, right? Friday.
Yeah, that's enough time for the people that wanted to see it. I don't know. It might be good. I don't know. I'm not. I honestly don't care. I'm not interested enough. The Avengers films are decent, and Iron Man was good when it came out, and blah 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 blah. There was good moments in there, but I go back to something I've said a million times on here. A superhero film used to be a treat that you got every few years. Now it's a treat if a film comes out that's not a superhero film. It's just oversaturation of the same shit getting recycled. And then when you're adding in multiverses and playing with timelines and stuff, nobody's ever really dead either. So there's never a true loss to a character because they can always be brought back at any given moment when the right paycheck's offered. And it pisses me off. So I'm just not interested in Marvel anymore at all. So I'm the wrong person to ask because I'll probably watch this in like 4 years or something when it happens to be on ITV2 for the 15th time.
Reign of Horror says the Red Hulk is only in it for 5 minutes and they made it seem like he was going to be in it a lot more. Okay, so there's the dissatisfaction at not seeing what you thought you were being sold. I get that. Right, so I've got a wee couple of articles here. And that one's far too long, get to. Pay. These news, like the Independent, pay to remove ads or to like, if you want to come on here and not have cookies, you need to pay us for that or accept our cookies. So track me, nah, mate, catch you later. Wolfman chimes in. General Ross is Red Hulk, William Hurt's character. Now Harrison Ford due to Hurt's death. Right, okay. So the backlash. So let's see why are people boycotting Captain America? We amplify the growing calls of Palestinian filmmakers to do everything humanely possible to stop and end complicity with this unspeakable horror and stand against working with production companies that are deeply complicit in dehumanizing Palestinians or what? It's a fucking film about a red guy. What? How's it that deep? Get to fuck, man. Did I not see a thing where Captain America is standing on a podium, the actor, and he's like, yo, it sucks to be an American right now and all this. It's like, oh, that's great. Captain America, like, shitting all over America. I think it was something to do with that. Politics and films, just separate that shit, man. It's an escape. It's an escape from reality.
I think people have forgotten the art of filmmaking and just politicised everything. And it's making films shit. It's making them shit.
Get woke, go broke, motherfucker.
But they seem to just be doubling down on everything. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, there's a certain point where wokeness, to a point, is a good thing. Do you know what I mean? It's good to move away from old stereotypes and opinions because they were wrong. But to try and make new opinions because you don't like the old one is fucking nonsense. Some things just are what they are. Yeah. The whole, I don't know enough about the Palestinian Israel conflict to even nearly start to try and talk about it, but I don't know, it just feels like another negative thing that gets shoved down your throat every fucking day. So again, as one of the reasons I stopped watching the news, I am totally ill-informed when it comes to what's happening in the world, unless it involves Donald Trump because he's entertaining as fuck. Although since he's came into office, I'm a wee bit like, oh, what's he doing, by the way?
I'm loving this. He's like, I try to leave without dancing, but it's so hard.
We're going to keep the planes in the air using magnets. What?
It's sometimes great to just look at the world and go, this is the world now. This is the world we exist in, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
hey,
I shut the rest of the world out, man. I live in my bubble. I've got my family. I go to work. I come home. I've got my family again. Then I go to work. I've got a cycle, and I'm quite happy in that little bubble. And unless it affects me directly, I'm never really going to be interested in what's going on because it's all negative. It's all negative, and I'm fed up with negativity. I'm so fed up. You don't even get the wee happy, stupid story at the end of the news anymore.
I know. Wee Kyle lost his kite, and then he found it after a llama randomly put him on his back and took him to where the kite was. The end.
I mean, there was one when I was at school. Like, a guy I was at school with ended up on the Scotland. Is it Scotland Today, our news program?
Used to be,
ended up on that because he'd applied for a job with Microsoft or something online. This was back in the early days. He applied online and he got offered the job and then went, I'm only 14. And it ended up in the news. The news, and that was like a funny wee daft story at the end. Like, and the news presenter was sitting next to Stephen. I'll say his name. His name was Stephen Bigham, and he was sitting on the computer next to the.
Wait, and was he quite a chunky guy?
Kevin, need one more woke than that. He's festively plump.
I remember him. Bergam.
It's an unfortunate last name for
Bergam.
But yeah, so the journalist was sitting next to him and doing his piece to camera, and Stephen's kind of looking at his computer pretending to do stuff, and then the reporter turns to him at the end and goes, "So Stephen, show me that solitaire cheat again." And then that's supposed to be the funny moment. But you don't get those silly stories at the end of the news anymore. It's just like, oh, I know you've had misery for the last 25 minutes. See, for the last 5 minutes, going to give you more fucking misery. Because misery sells. You're more likely to comment on stuff online that you don't like. Like, you're more likely to leave a negative review than a positive review if you go to a restaurant. We all just suck in negativity and give out negativity all the time, and I'm fed up with it. Speaking of which, this film was class.
I've stopped doing that way. I don't give any negative, usually. There was the other week that I watched a guy singing on like a karaoke thing, and he was absolutely dreadful, right? But yet, all the comments were like... What was that? Nards! You know what he's saying about... No, that kind of karaoke. No. This was an actual, like, a pub putting it live, and this guy was singing like he thought he was Robbie Williams. He thought he was fucking at Wembley, right? And he was absolutely fucking stinking to the point where I'm watching this on my phone going, and my wife looks over and goes, "What the fuck is that? That is terrible." And I'm looking in the comments, and they're like, "Oh, on you go, mate. Wow, you should go in The Voice and that." And I'm like, are these folk actually fucking serious? I thought, wow, brainwashing to its nth degree, man. Hey, Nards, fuck that. I was watching a wee vampire fucker talking, keen at all this, and in the comments, man, they're all keen at how class it was.
Who the fuck knew Eddie Munster could sing, man?
That's class. Here, I'd love to see one of those AI videos. Somebody just use that. If anybody knows how to take that wee clip and just AI it, so he's like, I believe in miracles. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Some of these AI things are hilarious when they take like moments of something and they actually, like Beyonce, it's like, oh, did you not see this? And Beyonce, after she wins that thing, she's like, and then the next minute everybody starts running and there's a fucking horse runs on stage. just these things.
For a little bit of positivity, right? I'm going to forward you something, and I want you to play the video. This is a video. It's a video of my youngest son, and we discovered recently that he loves listening to babies laughing. And we videoed him watching this video over and over again, and he's just howling his way through the whole thing, and it's just a nice wee positive thing.
A wee positive end to the night. Do you know they say if babies like listening to other babies laughing, that they're probably going to grow up to be serial killers? Matthewman says, just about to watch the last episode of Cobra Kai with Wayne. Absolutely loved this series. Proper cheesy, good fun. Never really enjoyed it. You thought it was alright. Nard says, currently uploading 23 gigabyte of old family videos. Stay tuned. Oh, mate, there's going to be some belters in there. We could probably make a wee short film. AI. Where did you send that video?
I sent it to WhatsApp. Do you want it in Messenger instead? Or?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Equipped, my friend. My friend.
Stay tuned. Do you remember a film called Stay Tuned?
Nah. Do you know what's funny?
It was John Ritter, I'm sure, was in it. It came out in like 1992. And it was like him and his wife get sucked into the TV world or something. I remember it being pretty good fun. It's probably shite. Nards, I bet Nards remembers it. I bet he does. Stay tuned.
Didn't he know Matthewman any of his credit, man? Matthewman remembers everything. Right, here we go. I'm going to present your wee video here. It's great to see that folk are still filming in fucking portrait. How do I remove this bit? One sec. Just like his dad, man. On the phone, getting it. Aye. Shit like that's good, man. Should get up on TikTok or something. Stay tuned, 1992.
There we go. That's what I said. So I remembers, and you'd remember.
I don't remember.
Do you remember? Do you remember if it was good or not? Because I remember quite liking it when I was young. I'm
this is a
asking.
film.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not talking to me anymore. Nah, no worries. Nards, go for it. You've got the floor. I'll shut the fuck up. No, I'm not asking. Stay tuned. I don't think I remember that. But it does. No, wait a minute. That video cover. I 100% remember that video cover.
There you go. The power of the video case.
Aye, hell yeah. Remember hee-haw about it, but loved it when I saw it because of John Ritter. He was class. Janice says that was cute. John Ritter, class guy, man. Died though. What was it? 8 Simple Rules. And then he died while... He had a heart attack while filming on 8 Simple Rules and then panned. Everybody's like, oh, the Big Bang Theory, which I think's absolute fucking nonsense, right? Shite, don't get it, don't think it's funny, right?
I've never sat through a full episode.
No,
do you know what annoys me about it? What annoys me about it is like Friends. Folk take the piss out of Friends, right? And I'm one of them as well. But Friends is actually it was actually a pretty funny show. But the key to it wasn't a laugh every second line. Do you know what I mean? There was stuff in between, but that fucking Big Bang Theory, every second line has to be an attempt at a joke. It just gets tiresome after a while, man.
It's pish as well. And here's another thing. Folk on the Big Bang Theory are like fucking Alex Fraser. You don't meet folk like that are actually sound and give you a laugh. They just smell funny and act like absolute wanks the whole time. So stop trying to convince me that they're no like that. All right. Stop trying to convince me that there's substance there when there's fucking no. That 8 Simple Rules episode after he died hurt me, mate. I feel you, because they were all greeting for real in that, but the thing is, they were not crying for the death of their character, the dad. It was actually because John had died, which was fucking sad.
Nah. It's like I watched the Boyzone documentary, the 3-part thing on Sky, and I was obviously Boyzone. I've never been their target audience. Do you know what I mean? They were Boyzone.
Don't talk wet. Don't talk wet. I've got a fucking picture of you with blonde hair, just like fucking Gately at one point.
Did he have blonde hair at one point?
No, but you look like Stephen Gately. Gately.
Fucking hell, man. Gone there. Jesus Christ. What I was going to say before I was so rudely keved was like I was watching this, and again I don't really have any investment in Boyzone. I've got memories of hearing their stuff when I was growing up, never into them, but when it showed you the concert footage of them doing a concert after he died with him in black and white on the screen behind and that, I was like, oh man, that's actually quite sad. What must it have been like? No, I'm not green. You're green. But it kind of puts a lump in your throat, man. And I think when you try and continue something without somebody that was such a big part, one, it's never the same, and two, it must have been really painful for the people that kept going. I don't know how long 8 Simple Rules kept going for after he died.
It only had 7 series. That's Kaylee Cuoco. She then went on to do Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
so she was in that. By the way, John Ritter, and I've never heard anybody ever talk about it, but I loved it. Nards, Matthewman, you have to step up here. House on Terror Tract. Anybody seen that?
Never fucking heard of it.
Oh man, Bryan Cranston and everybody's in it. Oh, I don't know how I ended up with a DVD of House on Terror Tract, but I was like, what the hell is this? It looks old and mental. Loved it, mate. Loved it. Check it out.
It's obviously one of those ones that's just been lost in the sands of time, but it's like, do you remember a film with Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase, I think Demi Moore, Dan Aykroyd, and it was like a weird Texas Chainsaw reminding thing. I think it was called Nothing But Trouble. And I remember seeing it when I was a kid and being terrified of this stupid comedy. But again, I think it's been lost to the sands of time. I don't think it performed particularly well, but I remember kind of enjoying it even though it scared me. It was a Saturday Night Live alumni movie for very early 90s, maybe even 1990. But again,
By the
some
way,
things they just don't hit and they don't stay.
I get you. Wolfman says it only had 3 seasons. That's right. And do you know what's funny? It's like every season had like 400 episodes. Do you know what I mean? So you're right. It was like 28 episodes per season. If I'm correct, I'll be corrected here. You're correct. Why did I think there were 7 series? But it's one of those 8 simple rules. It's actually called 8 simple rules for dating my teenage daughter, but it was too long. That was too good of a show. It was so fucking good. Shame that we don't have good shit like that anymore. Fucking Big Bang Theory.
I saw a clip earlier on for an old episode of Fresh Prince, and the he remembers. There we go. What was it? Old episode of Fresh Prince, and Donald Trump was on it, and he's having a conversation with Will Smith, and then Will Smith's wee cousin comes in and kicks off about something and kind of blames him and runs out. And I think it's Ivana Trump at the time, so this was a while ago.
Ivanka.
No, Ivana, his wife at the time. She kind of turns to him, she's like, "What's going on there?" And he's just like, "I don't know. Everybody blames me for everything." And I thought, oh, that's quite apt. That's a good...
The more things
good wee
change, the more they stay the same.
It's a wee reflection of modern life. Blame Trumpeton.
Blame it on a trumpet. Any road. Fucking...
Blame
Thanks
it on the
everybody for
trumpet.
tuning in. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It's an absolute pleasure. Tonight we were live on Instagram as well. Thought there's no point in us going live on Twitch. We've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years and let 3 folk ever tune in now and then on Twitch. Twitch isn't a podcasty place. It's where you go to play your games. So I thought we'd take a stab at doing it on Insta tonight. It's worked out pretty well. So we'll maybe keep going live on Insta. So make sure you follow us on Instagram if you're not already. We're Jibber Jabber Podcast everywhere, by the way. We exist on every platform. So get following us if you want to and all that stuff. If you didn't, cool, whatever. No asked. Nah, I'm kidding.
I might start my own wee Twitch channel just because I'm so shite at games.
Do
you
it.
know what I mean? Like,
mate.
I'm that guy that just fucking runs up to a wall and keeps jumping.
I say to anybody, I say to anyone, do it. Just do it. I've always said that. Right? If you got an idea, you want to do something, or you think about doing something, do it. Who knows? It could change your life. Janice says, "Love y'all." Janice, we love y'all. Like I says, next week, Lisa Downs. You didn't want to miss that. Check out her stuff if you can. A Night's War. Again, check it out. If you struggle to find anything, hit me up in the email or wherever you're watching us. Hit us up. We'll try our best to locate it for you all. But it's been an absolute pleasure as always, and we look forward to bringing you a great episode next week. Make sure you're following us on socials and that. Chat to us, send us stuff, we'll send you stuff. Nardsy boy. It turns out that combined, if you combine both our channels, we've got like 108,000 followers. If you combine both.
Aye. Congratulations, Nards, on your 107,500.
Oh, class. Oh, I love that. Class. Right, folks, enjoy your Sunday. If your kids are no back to school tomorrow like mine or not, fucking enjoy that shit. If not, have a good week, whatever you guys are doing. So aye, big love to you all. J Mac, anything you want to say before the credits roll?
Nah, nothing. Just again, come back next week. Be a good conversation with Lisa Downs, and just keep coming back every week because there's no point in us being here if you're no.
We legends, man, and you're always here for us. So we're always here for you. Hit us up if you need anything, alright? Fucking big bro Kevils, aren't you? Even though I am the youngest of pretty much everyone. But enjoy your week, guys, and thanks again. What I was doing there was a false finish like the film done. Right, lads,
Knobhead.
take it easy. See you later, guys.
He's a keeper.